Hi, I'm Mark, and I'm passionate about English, and I'm passionate about idioms, as you can see on my t-shirt. I love idioms. Okay, I'm in Christchurch again, and by another river. There's a couple of rivers that flow into Christchurch Harbour, and I guess you'll be able to see some boats behind me. This is a very popular boating area, and at the end of the lesson I will do a quick a little film for you just to show you more of the river, so watch to the end of the mini lesson. Okay, so because there are boats all around me, today's topic is boats. Alright, try and make it appropriate for you, and hopefully that also makes it more memorable. So the first one is all hands on deck. Now the deck is like the floor of a ship, the flat bit. And sometimes, well, a ferry anyway will have a lower deck, an upper deck, but basically on boats there's just one deck, and yeah, it's the flat bit. It's what we call the floor in a boat. Now, if there's trouble at sea on a ship or a boat, the captain could call all hands on deck. It means everybody come up and help. But we use it in all sorts of situations where we just need everybody to help and to do things. Maybe you're having a barbecue, and the time has come, the food is nearly ready, so you need people to help serve the food and help look after the barbecue and so on. So you could say, okay, all hands on deck. Okay, it just means everybody help. Okay, we're all in the same boat. Okay, now although I've printed the idioms off, I haven't really thought about an explanation. Partly to make it more fun for me, and also you see me thinking and coming up with much more natural English. So we're all in the same boat. Okay, the first example that springs to mind is, let's say we're working in a company, but the company's having a difficult time. So, and some people are going to lose their jobs or be fired or made redundant, we say. Fired is usually when you've done something wrong. Made redundant is maybe you didn't do anything wrong, but the company doesn't need you anymore. But I'm talking to my colleagues and I'm worried about my job, or blah blah blah, and he could say, well, we're all in the same boat. It basically just means we're all in the same situation. Okay, that's quite easy. On the rocks. Okay, so that's something you don't want to do in a boat or a ship. And I've explained this to you in one of the very early mini lessons. When I said about William and Kate, I just gave an example that maybe in a year or 2 years their relationship could be on the rocks. It means in trouble. So of course, if a ship is on the rocks, it's in big trouble. But you can also say about a relationship, or yeah, normally we would say for a relationship, yes, our relationship is on the rocks. It's not finished, but it's in trouble. Okay, the next one is on course. Okay, there's a boat coming past me, and if he's on course, it means he's going in the right direction to the right place. Okay, so you could say my life is on course. It means I feel I'm going in the right direction. Or our relationship is on course. Things are going well. So it just means moving in the right way. Okay, here's another one. To show someone the ropes. Okay, of course, on a boat, especially in the past, ropes were very important. If you show someone the ropes, it means you show them what to do, how to do things. So again, let's use the example of working in a company. I've been working there 5 years, and somebody new arrives, and I have to, maybe I'm being promoted, and the new person is going to replace me. So I need to show them the ropes. It means I show them what to do, what the job involves. And then another idiom that comes from that, which I've just thought of, is to know the ropes. So if I show the person the ropes, it means I teach them, I show them what to do, and then after a week or a month or longer maybe, then we can say they know the ropes. So it means then they know what to do, they know how to do the job. Okay, don't rock the boat. Okay, so let's say, why not? I'm in a mood for talking about working in a company for some reason. Let's say a colleague is having a bit of a problem with another colleague, and he wants to go and speak to the boss, but this could cause problems and trouble and difficulties. So I say to him, I think it's best you don't speak to the boss. Don't rock the boat. If you rock the boat, of course, it means it becomes not so safe, or possibly a little bit dangerous. The boat could capsize. So when you say to someone, don't rock the boat, it means don't cause trouble, don't make things difficult. And there's a very good Bob Marley song which I will put on my Facebook page. By the way, if you are watching these mini lessons anywhere else, I would suggest you go to my Facebook page, just put Passionate About English in the search at the top of your Facebook page, and my page will come up. And that's got all the mini lessons, it's got all the songs. Of course, you won't find the songs with my videos on YouTube, for example. So I'll put on a great song by Bob Marley called Don't Rock. I think it's called Don't Rock My Boat, actually, but the idiom is usually don't rock the boat. Push the boat out. Okay, let's say, to make this lesson even more appropriate, I actually decide to hire an expensive yacht and film this lesson on that yacht. It costs me a lot of money, but I decide to push the boat out. It means I decide to really make a huge effort, spend some money, really go for it, and make an extra special, I think I've got a fly on my head, to make a really big effort, and sometimes a bit extravagant. So it would often involve spending money, but not always. Okay, miss the boat. So if you miss the boat, then it's too late to get on it. You can't catch up with the boat once it's gone. So if you miss the boat, it's too late. So if okay, let's stay with companies. Let's say there's a really good job going at the company I work for, and I'm thinking about applying, and I speak to my girlfriend, and I say, oh, I don't know, I'm quite happy in my job, and she says, no, don't miss the boat. It means don't miss the opportunity, don't miss the chance. Don't miss the boat. It's a good one. Plain sailing. Okay, let's say I get home, and well, I live in a flat on my own, but Biscotto, my hamster, is one of the inhabitants, let's call them, one of my pets. And if he could speak English, he was in a couple of the mini lessons in June also, if you want to look back on them, if you haven't seen them. Anyway, if he could speak English, he might say, oh, Mark, how was the recording of your mini lesson today? And I could say, it was plain sailing. Plain sailing means it just went easily, it went smoothly, no problems at all, no trouble. It was plain sailing. When I say it was, of course, that means in the past. But often with these idioms, you know, it doesn't have to be it was, or I could say, I hope your trip tomorrow is plain sailing, something like that. That's not a great example, but what I'm saying is it doesn't have to be just in the past, and of course, sometimes you can substitute he or with she or they. Depends on the idiom. Okay. I was a nervous wreck. Now, a wreck is when a ship sinks or smashes into rocks and it can't be saved. And so if, let's say, well, Neil, who was in the racquetball lesson, his son passed his driving test yesterday, but when he got home, Neil could have asked him, how did it go? He said, well, I passed, but I was a nervous wreck. It just means I was very, very, very nervous. Okay. Let's turn over. Okay, to sail close to the wind. Okay, so when you sail close to the wind, it means you're taking a chance. You're taking a risk. I'll try and think of an example. Yeah, maybe let's use the company again. And tricky one to think of. Let's say, yeah, at work I'm doing some stuff. Maybe I'm working for a company, but I'm also spending time doing my own thing with my website or something like that. And my colleague knows about this, and he could say, if I were you, I'd be very careful. You're sailing close to the wind. Because obviously if my boss found out, I could be in trouble. So it means you're taking a risk, you're taking a chance. All these examples actually, I think you know I don't work for a company, but they're just examples. Okay, so let's try a joke. Okay, two women meet on a cruise ship. So a cruise ship is when you're on a ship for a week or 2 weeks or a month. And my mother loves going on cruises. She's not rich, but she really saves up her money to go on cruises. And actually, she met her boyfriend on a cruise ship. So hello Mum and hello Vic. They've been together a few years now after meeting on a cruise ship. Anyway, the joke is, two women meet on a cruise ship. This is my first cruise. My husband saved for ages to pay for this trip, one says. Oh, says the other, I've been on 20 cruises. My husband works for Cunard. The first woman says, well, mine works hard too, but there's no need to swear. Okay, so save for ages. We often use for ages to mean for a long time. But the joke here, and to swear, is to use bad language, or what I'm calling naughty language, and I will be teaching you bad language, naughty language, when I start my courses in September. But the joke is when she says, my husband works for Cunard. Okay, Cunard is a cruise company, but if you say it sort of quickly, it sounds like something else. I'll leave that with you to work out. Okay, the question for the Beatles question is, in Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds, where does John suggest you picture yourself? Where does John suggest you picture yourself in Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds? Picture yourself means imagine yourself. Okay, and the hum for today, again, I've got people around me, so I'm going to do it a little bit quietly. But here we go. Etc. And the clue for this song, it should be pretty easy, or dead easy, but it's what you might shout if you're on a boat that hits some rocks or is sinking. Alright, okay, so that's the end of the mini lesson, but I'll just film you a little bit of the river. It's really beautiful around here. It's beautiful, absolutely gorgeous, absolutely wonderful, absolutely fantastic. And it's a very hot day. The summer has finally arrived. Well, I don't know about the rest of Britain, but in Bournemouth, Christchurch, where I am now, and this whole area, it's great. Okay, just show you the river. Okay, so this is the river, and that is a swan. I think I taught you the idiom swanning around, so that's where that idiom comes from, because swans kind of look like they're showing off in some ways, because they're very pretty or handsome, and I think you might be able to see a duck there as well. Okay, so I'll try and... That's Christchurch Sailing Club over there, and you can see lots and lots of boats. Maybe in the background you can see some white kind of cliffs. That's the Isle of Wight. Isle is another word for island. And if you remember, in June I did a Jimi Hendrix I mentioned Jimi Hendrix did a concert there and played the Star Spangled Banner, the American national anthem, and that's where it was, on the Isle of Wight. They have a big festival there every year. So here's a little speedboat coming past, and behind there is a kayak. Okay, so I'll just do a little sweep around, give you a bit more idea of the river. I'm facing into the sun now, so might not be so easy. And here's a place you can hire boats for an hour or longer, and that's the little cabin. There's lots and lots of ducks and swans around here, and it's a very, very nice place. And if you carry on down the river and go to the right, eventually you'll come out to the sea. Okay, thanks a lot, and see you in the next lesson. Bye for now.